Well, I'll be the first to admit I am not a huge fan of serial killer films. I don't really care for them, but I'm going to tell you straight up, I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV, and I gotta tell you right off the hop, I was hugely and pleasantly surprised as to how much I like this film, A Serial Killer's Guide to Life. So let me just give you the quick synopsis. A self-help addict unwittingly finds herself on a killing spree with her unhinged life coach. And that is this story. And let me tell you, there was times in my head where I was fucking cheering. And I'll get to that in a minute. It's directed and written by Staten Rowe. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I think it might be Poppy Rowe's husband, and she is Val Stone, who is our life coach and serial killer in this movie. And then she kind of takes on this self-help addicted woman, Katie Braben, who plays Lou Ferrant. And I'll tell you, okay, and I don't want to, well, I might offend some people, but this is just my opinion. I find these self-help groups and organizations, for the most part, to just be nonsensical, flaky ass, snowflake phonies. You know what I mean? And they show that in this movie. And that's basically what this movie is. It's like we're introduced to Lou Ferrant, right? And she is, I mean, she has no self-worth. She lives with her mom, who is like abusive and selfish and just a straight up bitch to her. You know what I mean? So she attends these groups, and she goes to this one where this Chuck No guy, he's kind of like the big thing right at the moment with all his books and, you know, all this self-help bullshit, and you know, gives these speeches to, you know, it's like, oh, I dug myself out of the gutter and look how awesome I am, and you can be the same, but, you know, buy my book for this amount of money and blah, 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 and self-help this and all this bullshit. So this is where Lou gets introduced to Val. Val kind of takes her on, you know, as her life coach, and wants to take her on this field trip, okay? Unbeknownst to Lou that she's a serial killer. And I mean, what this movie pretty much revolves around is these two women, okay? And for the most part, for the most of the killings, Lou doesn't even know that Val is killing these people, but they go to these self-help retreats or people, you know what I mean? And they spend time with them. And then at the end of it, when they're leaving, Val kills them all. And I mean, that's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer, but I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, you got these, you know, self-help nature people, and then these sound therapist bozos and these laughter bozos. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like I cannot believe people pay to go to these people for help with this horse shit. And it's like, again, this is just my opinion, you know what I mean? But I never go to these things. I've never gone to them. I read about them and I see them and I laugh and I'm thinking, holy fuck, like what is the next gimmick these people are going to come up with that people are going to buy into to try and get this self-help, you know what I mean? And it's funny because nobody does this shit for free, you know what I mean? It always costs, and it usually costs quite a bit. And it has to be, you know, multiple sessions and all, and you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I was cheering throughout this movie just at what they were doing, you know what I mean? And I know I'm not really even talking about the movie. I'm just talking about my personal feelings. But I don't know, man. This movie is like ultra low budget, but it is really well acted. Yeah, and I don't even want to get into the third act, you know what I mean? But it just proves at how phony most of these fucking people are. They put this act on, you know what I mean, about how well they're doing and how all this therapy helps, when a lot of them are, you know, their life's a fucking mess, you know what I mean? And that's the same with this Chuck No guy. I mean, he gives this persona that he's just like huge, you know what I mean? And he's just teetering on the edge there. When one little thing goes wrong, he fucking he wants to end it all. It's a fucking joke. And I honestly believe most of these people are like that. And a lot of this shit is just gimmicks. And people get brainwashed to buying into this crap. I mean, it just... Anyways, there's some twists and turns in this movie as well. Again, I don't want to give spoilers. I myself, in the third act, I kind of figured out what was going on between Lou and Val, but I don't want to say anything. Yeah, but this is a movie. Okay, so I know this is kind of a all over the place review, and it's more my personal opinion on these self-help groups, but I did like this movie. To give it a rating, I would probably give it a really strong 6.5, maybe even a 7. It was really well acted. The direction was there. The pace was great. You know what I mean? For such a low budget movie, it really kept moving, which was good. And then, there's not a lot of gore in this movie, though. That's the only thing. But again, it's low budget, and I don't know what they had to work with. But you don't need the gore in this movie. You just need, the dialogue, and then what's happening. You know what I mean? And what's going to happen. So you don't need, heads cutting off and eye gouging and face ripping off in this movie. It just, it probably wouldn't even work in most cases, just because these two women... I don't know. I'll let you watch it. Please, again, watch this movie. I highly recommend it. There was parts in this movie where I was laughing out loud. It's funny too to see Lou how she transforms in this movie from this timid little unsure of herself woman into this machine almost. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So. I've never seen Thelma and Louise, so I can't even reference that movie. A lot of people are calling this like a bloody Thelma and Louise. I can't reference it because I've never seen that movie. But anyways, okay, I apologize. I know this review was kind of all over the place, but I'm telling you, I did like this movie. I thought the story was great. The groups that they used in this movie that they were killing, I thought was fantastic. They over-exaggerate the groups, maybe. You know what I mean? Most of these groups are such bullshit and BS anyways. I don't really think you can over-exaggerate it, really. But whatever, to each their own. I just love this movie, and it really hit a key with me. I thought it was fantastic. So anyways, guys, it's called A Serial Killer's Guide to Life. Sorry for the kind of vague all-over review, but I am highly recommending this movie. Brilliantly acted, and I mean, you'll love these two women as soon as you're introduced to them. They're just fantastic on screen together. So anyways, check it out. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you haven't seen it, go rent it. It's definitely worth your $5, and then come back and let me know what you think of it, guys. And as always, stay scared.